Ignorance, they say, is bliss, but it's also deadly. If you don't know what's happening, you can't prepare. If you can't prepare, all you can do is be a victim. Don't be that person. Proverbs chapter 4, verse 7 says, "The beginning of wisdom is this, get wisdom. Though it cost all you have, get understanding." Last time, we threw out a wild claim. Artificial intelligence, or AI, might just be the biggest threat Christianity's ever faced, not through the usual attacks, but through the promise of overwhelming abundance. Today, we're going to look more deeply at what an AI-driven age of abundance will really look like. Let's start with some basics. AI is like a snowball rolling down a hill. The further it travels, the larger it gets, and the faster it rolls. And when it gets big enough, it will crush everything in its path. A small snowball is what we have now, and that's called narrow AI. That's the stuff you already know. Your phone's voice assistant, setting reminders, Spotify nailing your playlist, GPS routing you around traffic, Siri, Alexa, ChatGPT-4, these are all examples of narrow AI. It's like a chef who only cooks one dish, does a pretty good job. But the ball gets bigger. The next stage, and we're almost there. This is where things get crazy. AGI won't happen in a vacuum. It's coming alongside advances in robotics, quantum computing, biotechnology, and brain-computer interfaces like Neuralink. The convergence of these technologies will reshape every aspect of human existence very quickly, like already next year, which is why you need to understand what's happening now so you don't get left behind. An AGI-enabled robot could solve every PhD-level question on any subject in the morning, something Grok 4 can already do, replumb your bathroom by noon, which Optimus and other humanoid robots will soon be doing, and cook you a gourmet meal while debating philosophy at a romantic candlelit dinner, and be 1,000 times better by the time you go to bed. No humans trained it for these things. It figures it out itself, sharing what it learned instantaneously with millions of other connected robots, and through recursive self-improvement gets exponentially better with every passing second. And then the ball gets really big. Artificial superintelligence. This is AI that is way beyond our understanding, more intelligent than the sum total of all human minds combined and 1 billion times faster. Nick Bostrom, the Oxford philosopher, describes ASI as being as far above human intelligence as human intelligence is above that of insects. Imagine an intellect so vast, it correctly predicts your every move and everyone else's, years in advance, something that only God can do. ASI will follow AGI in mere weeks, upgrading itself faster than you can say the word, indistinguishable from magic. There's one other concept we need to grasp: AI agents. These are autonomous systems that can make decisions, take actions, capable of operating independently in the real world. These agents can conduct research, build and edit your media production, do back office work for banks, and even buy things for you based on a simple spoken command. No coding required. Microsoft's 2025 report predicts AI agents could run entire workflows by early next year, handling complex tasks with no human input. Think about what that will do to jobs, which we'll discuss in a later episode. So what does this mean? AGI and ASI come with a promise, namely that they will make the dream of Utopia finally come true. The so-called age of abundance that we discussed last time. Poverty? Gone. Automated farms churn out food like it's air. Disease? Gone. Machines make cures tailored to your specific DNA. Loneliness? Gone. Beautiful AI companions chat you up, perfectly tuned to your quirks. Work? Gone. Robots and AI do it all. And the wildest promise of all, immortality. Guys like Ray Kurzweil of Google talk about uploading your mind to the cloud. Your thoughts, your memories, yourself, preserved forever in silicon. No death, no decay, forever young, without a biblical deity in sight. If AI delivers even a fraction of this promise, where does that leave God? If machines quench every thirst, do we still cry out for living water? If abundance flows like a river, do we still hunger for the bread of life? It's not about robots storming the church. It's about us drifting on a sea of unimaginable prosperity without any worries whatsoever until reality crashes this virtual utopia. For the truth is, it is appointed unto man once to die, and thereafter the judgment. No amount of effort to upload our consciousness to a digital cloud will stop that reckoning. We need to remind everyone of Jesus' words in Mark 8:36. What does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Because that is the price tag. So even though the AI dream of an age of abundance will never actually be realized, what does its promise mean for society? What does the path forward look like as we try to achieve this age of abundance? That picture was painted 100 years ago by an Anglican priest named Frederick Donaldson in a sermon in which he identified what he called 7 social sins from which all violence proceeds. Here's his list: wealth without work, pleasure without conscience, knowledge without character, commerce without morality, science without humanity, worship without sacrifice, politics without principle. Why is this relevant? Because the attempt to get to that promised land of the age of abundance means we are heading full throttle into a future where these 7 social sins will find their ultimate expression. It will culminate with utter violence and the end of humanity as we know it. So what do? First, we need to understand that the path to this age of abundance is fraught with massive social disruption. What do you think will happen if within the span of less than 2 years, half of all jobs disappear? Civil unrest on a scale never before seen worldwide. That's what's behind liberalizing drug laws, behind the erosion of privacy and freedom of speech, behind the militarization of police forces, behind central bank digital currencies, and behind the push for universal basic income. All this is absolutely required to keep the peasants at bay, stoned, quiet, and controlled. Abundance itself isn't the bad guy. Forgetting the true God is. In the final analysis, AI could be a tool for great good, just like it promises to be, feeding the hungry, healing the sick, but not if it usurps the role and dignity of the one true God who created this universe. Second, engage with family, friends, community, country. Christians need to be vocal about the dangers while embracing that which is good. We need to push for tech that lifts people up as bearers of the image of God, not turns them into degenerate drones to be manipulated and used as bearers of the image of the beast. Third, anchor in truth. We filter AI's promise through Scripture. For now, wrestle with this. How do we harness AI without it harnessing us? How do we keep God first in a world that hands us everything we could ever want without limit? Hit the comments. Like and subscribe for more, and we're just warming up.